Good morning, everyone. I've got a lovely story to share with you today. It's the second book in the pack, and it's called The Way Back Home, and it's written and illustrated by the same author of To Catch a Star as well. He's called Oliver Jeffers, and that's a little picture of Oliver Jeffers when he was a little boy, probably a little bit younger than your age. But he's always loved art and he's always loved telling stories, and so he's become an author and his books are really quite famous. Now here's the blurb on the back of the book. Lots of interesting things to see here, like fuel tanks and spaceships. Once there was a boy who one day found himself stuck on the moon, and he was not alone. So that's immediately gives us lots of questions, doesn't it? How did he get to the moon? Why was he not alone? Who was there with him? Shall we find out? The Way Back Home. Once there was a boy. And one day he was putting his things back in the cupboard and he found an aeroplane. Well, fancy that. Fancy finding an aeroplane in your cupboard. How would you feel if that happened to you? He didn't remember leaving it there, but he thought he'd take it out for a go right away. So there he is, dressing himself in his pilot's gear, with his goggles and his scarf, and his steps to get in. Look, there's the runway and takeoff. The plane lifted off the ground and up into the sky. See, he's pointing upwards. He's heading in that direction, isn't he? Oh, and look, higher and higher. Oh, and higher. Oh, what do you think? Where's he gone? I love the way this writing goes, higher and higher and higher. Just as pictures do. He's gone out beyond the atmosphere, hasn't he? I think he's gone into space. Oh, suddenly the plane spluttered. Put, 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 put. Oh no, the propeller's stopping. Oh no, there's smoke coming out of the back. It had run out of petrol. Uh-oh. Now the boy was stuck on the moon. What was he to do? Can you see the way he's illustrated it as a crescent moon? Just looks like he's stuck on the end of that corner, doesn't he? And what's this below? What can the boy see far away from him? Yeah, it's Earth, isn't it? Where he lives like we do. Oh, look at that fabulous picture, so dark. And there he is on the moon with his torch, shining it out. He was all alone and afraid, and soon his torch began to go out. Oh goodness, if his torch goes out, then he's going to be in absolute darkness, isn't he? Let me show you that picture really close. I guess he would be a little bit scared, wouldn't he? A little bit frightened, all alone on the moon with a plane that's run out of petrol. Up in space, someone else was in trouble too. His engine had broken down. Can you see? That's right. It's an alien. in an alien spacecraft. Maybe what we call a flying saucer because of its shape. And he was steering his ship towards a flicker of light. He landed on the moon with a bump. Ba-dum. From the picture, he's landed on the top of the moon. And who do we know is down the bottom? The boy. And what was the flicker of light that the alien went towards? I think it was the torch, don't you? Both the boy and the Martian could hear noises in the dark, and both feared the worst. Ah, he's called him a Martian. Where do you think a Martian comes from? I think we'd say a Martian probably came from Mars. When it said they feared the worst, that means, what's the worst thing could happen? That's what came into their head. Oh no, it's a giant alien moon monster that's going to eat my ship. Oh no, it's a huge alien monster that's going to frighten me away. Oh dear. Now, but as their eyes got used to the dark, they both realised they'd met someone else in trouble. And they weren't alone anymore. It looks like they're meeting each other, doesn't it? And greeting each other with a handshake. And both smiling. Smiling at someone lets them know that you're a friend, doesn't it? If somebody's feeling sad, a smile can do a great deal, can't it? It says, hello, I'm friendly, I'll be your friend. Well, the boy showed the Martian his empty petrol tank. And the Martian showed the boy his broken engine. And it looks like they had a very big chat about it. Wonder if they spoke the same language. They're certainly doing some drawings there, aren't they? Wow. Together, they thought of ways to fix their machines and how to get them both back home. Rocket boots. That's a great idea, isn't it? They decided. The boy jumped down to earth to get the things they would need. Right down into the sea. Love the words going down there, just the way the boy's going. Right down into the sea. Splash. And he swam towards home. You see what the sign says? The way back home. Oh, but by the time he got there, the boy was tired out. So he sat in his favourite chair just to catch his breath. Look who's there. The penguin from Lost and Found, isn't it? His favourite programme was just starting and he settled down to watch. Surely not forgotten the Martian. Oh no! He's looking at his Martian watch and wondering where his friend has got to. How's the Martian feeling now? Maybe lonely, maybe worried. Is he going to come back? Don't worry. Suddenly, he remembered what he should be doing and he rushed off to the cupboard to get what he needed. He ran outside and shouted, but there was no reply. He couldn't be heard. So look, he set off up a mountain. He's trying to make himself get higher, isn't he? And this time a rope was lowered. There he is on one mountain. There's a goat on the next mountain. I'm glad the goat didn't get the rope. The boy began to climb. Excuse me. And the Martian began to pull. And soon the boy was back on the moon. Wow, imagine if it was that easy. Excuse me, to get to the moon. It's a bit cold in my room today. It's making me sneezy. The boy fixed up the Martian's engine with the right spanner, and the Martian filled the boy's petrol tank. What a super team, working on each other's spacecrafts. They said goodbye and they thanked each other for their help. And they wondered if they'd ever meet again. They live in very different places, don't they? After a long night, they were both finally off the moon. The boy in his plane and the Martian in his spacecraft. The boy went one way and the Martian went another, both on their way back home. Happy ending. The post person's bought a parcel. The boy's opened it, and what's inside? He's not sure. So he walks away. But from the little radio transmitter, hello, hello. Oh, do you think it is? I think it's a radio, isn't it? Some kind of speaking device from the Martian. So if the boy comes back, he'll hear it and they'll be back in touch. Do enjoy that story. The Way Back Home. And I hope you enjoyed it too. Have a fantastic day and enjoy the activities from the story too. Bye-bye. See you soon.